Hello, my name is Derika Isakova and you are watching InstaForex News. It is quite possible that the Bank of Canada will have to take measures in order to stop the Canadian dollar uptrend. If the central bank does not do it, the Canadian dollar may reach the parity rate with the American currency during several weeks. Last time such large-scale outbreak was fixed in May 2008. Presently, the Canadian currency is under pressure, as well as other primary currencies which suffered from talks about that China was making some actions to slow down too fast pace of economic upsweep. Concerns regarding the demand reduction in China and other economies depending from the Chinese development pace have led to lowering of investors' interest to the Canadian dollar recently. The Bank of Canada also eased the support for the Canadian dollar because the monetary policy meeting this week appeared to be less saturated with events than it was expected. The market made focus that the central bank would keep its key interest rate at 0.25%, but some analysts were waiting for some severe steps and signs of that the interest rates can be raised before the second part of the year. But the central bank did not come to expectations, and the final value was the same smooth as in December. At the same time, the Bank of Canada repeated that a steady growth of the national currency retards the economic improvement, although the US dollar-Canadian dollar pair fell by 3%. A lot of things can depend on how fast the inflation will rise. The latest inflation data released on Wednesday unveiled that the Consumer Price Index of Canada turned up in December by 1.3% compared to the same period of the previous year, after increasing by 1% in November. Some market participants think that nonetheless the Bank of Canada may apply to intervention in the market to prevent from any upward movement of the national currency. Others suppose that taking into account low key interest rates at 0.25%, the Canadian dollar can easily become popular to finance the trading for difference between the interest rates when it is recovered. There is a probability of that the Canadian currency, which demonstrated a stable upturn when the US dollar-Canadian dollar pair dropped to 1.28 a year ago, can go ahead further, especially if the central banks of other countries begin considering it as a reserve currency, because the American dollar and the euro are losing their popularity, facing the sovereign debt problems. It was Forex News provided to you by InstaForex News team and me, Derika Isakova. Thank you for watching us and goodbye.